From the Spanish city of Valencia comes Apparitions this day, Our Lady of the Forsaken. Before the podcast continues, if you've not already added a comment or star rating for my book, The Very Fine Light, at Amazon.com, once you've completed reading the book, please do. And then go to NikosSteves.com and get on the new mailing list. That's NikosSteves.com. This was taken in part by an account from Reverend T. Harper in Apparitions and Shrines of Heaven's Bright Queen by William J. Walsh. I hope you enjoy it. The devotion of the Valencians to the Queen of Heaven is remarkable and comes to us from the Spanish city of Valencia. Our Lady of Valencia is frequently invoked by the people in all their difficulties and afflictions. Among the churches dedicated to her is one under the title of Our Lady of the Forsaken, to which a brotherhood is attached whose origin and aim are worthy of admiration for all who have a heart capable of appreciating genuine works of charity. Several stories of the origin exist. In the first, it was the year 1380 when 10 pious men of Valencia resolved to devote their lives and fortunes to rescuing and providing for abandoned children. They deliberated and prayed and then organized a religious community, then rented a house, collected the orphans, and begged for alms from door to door for them. Their charity went still further, for they received the aged and infirm people and pilgrims also. These heroic acts of charity soon reached the ears of Don Martin, King of Aragon, who highly approved the zeal and charity of the members and declared himself their protector. After their community had been in existence for 20 years or so, they placed themselves and their pious labors in a special manner under the protection of the Mother of God. They knew that this Heavenly Mother is the Queen of Charity and exercises it not only towards mortals in general, but especially towards those who know how to unite the love of God with that of their neighbor. After much prayer and deliberation, they resolved to call their community the Brotherhood of the Innocent Children and of the Mother of the Forsaken. They next wished to have a statue of Mary for their new establishment. They consulted with Father Juan Gilabert, and he looked into it. He undertook to have one executed by an excellent artist, but God, in whose eyes works of charity and mercy are so acceptable, resolved to reward them in a miraculous manner. Now the other story begins with Father Gilabert in the year 1409. One day he saw boys laughing at a parishioner who suffered from mental illness. In his sermon, he called all the faithful to help the abandoned, the poor, and the sick. The parishioners built what some consider the first psychiatric hospital in the world. These accounts agree on what happened next. It was the year 1414 that 3 pilgrim youths arrived at their door of the friar's home, seeking lodging for the night. They were hospitably received by the superior, who, in the course of the evening, spoke to them of this wished-for statue. They told him they were sculptors by profession, and in reward for his hospitality, and for the honor and glory of Mary, the Mother of God, they would carve him such a statue as was never seen in all of Spain. They asked to be furnished with a block of marble, tools, and provisions for 3 days, and to be left undisturbed during that time. They locked themselves up in a large room, but to no small amazement, the good abbot and his brethren did not hear a sound of a hammer or chisel during the 3 days. The 4th day arrived without bringing any tidings of the 3 young men or the statue. The monks knocked repeatedly at the door without receiving any answer. At the same time, there was living in the city a blind and paralyzed woman who, by her patience and resignation to the will of God through all her sufferings, had arrived at a very high degree of sanctity. Now, this holy woman, hearing of the circumstances, consulted God in prayer in order to know what was to be done. She then told the monks to force the door, and they would find their statue, but not the young men, for they were heavenly visitors. The good priest opened the door, and lo and behold, to the astonishment of all, found no sculptors, but a lovely statue of our Blessed Lady, such as was never seen in Spain before or since. and at the same moment, the holy woman was entirely cured of her paralysis and blindness. All were unanimous in the opinion that they had been angels, since the tools had not been used and the marble remained as purchased. The happy news of the beautiful statue and its miraculous origin spread rapidly over the city. The inhabitants flocked to its feet to thank God and His Holy Mother for this new proof of their love. It was called Our Lady of the Forsaken. The statue is 4 feet high, the left arm, as usual, holding the infant Jesus, while the right is holding a beautiful bouquet of silver. No person has ever been able to tell of what material the statue is composed. And the head is a little inclined. It occupied and was venerated in the place where the angels formed it for many years, until the year 1480. The bishop and clergy, seeing the wonderful miracles worked there, and the throngs of visitors becoming so great, had it removed to the cathedral church. But the Madonna was not to be without a special place for her wonder-working statue. The Viceroy of Valencia, in the year 1646, saw, quote, the city attacked by pestilence and great numbers being carried off, he himself also contracting the disease. With a firm and unshaken faith, he invoked our Blessed Lady, and the pestilence ceased. Unquote. In gratitude to the Virgin Mary, the people and their viceroy resolved to build a noble chapel that would be a lasting monument of their devotion towards her. Along with the viceroy, the citizens commenced the building, the completion of which took 15 years. As a still further mark of their gratitude, they resolved that Our Lady of the Forsaken should be publicly proclaimed patroness of Valencia. The church stands in the principal plaza and is rich in architecture. The miraculous statue reposes on the main altar. The statue has had for its base at that time a cloud of solid silver. Here's an account of 2 of the miraculous miracles that occurred at this shrine. The statue has as its right hand a lily of silver. At one time, an innocent man condemned to death for murder, while passing by this church on his way to his execution, was allowed to pray before the statue. To the astonishment of all, the right hand holding the lily was seen to move several times. The people cried, "A miracle! He's innocent! Set him free!" The viceroy, being consulted, answered, quote, "How can I condemn him now?" Unquote. The liberated man went back to the church to thank his protectress, vowing to love and honor her and proclaim her praises all his life. In another story, a rich man of Naples, Italy, was condemned to death for the murder he never committed. Our Lady appeared to him and told him that he would be set at liberty. He told his confessors of it, describing her as venerated in Valencia, though he had never seen or heard her statue there, describing even the number and appearances of the diamonds in her crown. The next day, the real culprit gave himself up, and the innocent man was set free. He made a vow to travel until he found a statue representing her as she had appeared to him in his vision. After 16 months of travel, he arrived in Valencia, and going to the beautiful church of Our Lady, exclaimed, quote, "I have found what I have long sought, for there is Mary, the mother of Jesus, my Savior, just as she appeared to me." He remained long after in that holy sanctuary, retiring thanks to his Blessed Mother, and then returned to his own country full of gratitude. The Very Fine Light is available on Amazon.com. Please feel free to contact me at nikossteves.com. That's Nikos Steves, Steves.com. If you like this episode, and for more, share them with friends, and consider William J. Walsh's book, Heaven's Bright Queen, Apparitions and Shrines of Heaven's Bright Queen. Well, this is Nikos Steves. Thank you. See you next time.